boys basketball teams from our area began the day still in the hunt for a state championship. Regionals were across Indiana all day today. Win 2 games and you're into semi-state, the Final Four. We'll start in Class 4A at Michigan City. Concord trying to avenge an early season loss to Penn. And former Kingsman Austin Torres in the house, checking out the show that Jordan Geist put on for all of us today. Pick it up in the second half, Philip Sirwatka. How about Sir Swatka? Defense on one end leads to Ramon Johnson at the other. The senior makes it a 5-point game, down 20-15. But Penn with an immediate answer, Nate Miller. No hesitation here on the three. The Kingsmen go up 30-20 at halftime. Geist had 10 of those first half points, but then just takes over in the second. Switches hands at the last minute there. Penn goes up by 9. That is slick. Sirwatka showing some range of his own from the top of the key. Concord only down 6, 39-33. Sirwatka had 18 points, but Geist hits him with a crossover move here. How are you supposed to stop this one? 20 points in the second half alone, 30 for the game. And then Taylor Brooks puts an exclamation point on a 66-51 win. Concord's season is now over. So Penn would face the winner of the early game. LaPorte and Lake Central tied 28-all at halftime. And check out the pass here from the big man, Tyler Weidman to Corey Dickelman, cutting back door. The Indians take a 1-point lead, 40-39. Adams fans should remember Weidman. He threw down a number of thunder dunks when LC came to town in the regular season. That's another one. Weidman on the fast break. He's a Butler commit. Had 17 points, none better than those two. Clock running out on the third quarter. Josh Fleming gets a lucky bounce. The Slicers down just 5 entering the fourth quarter. And Fleming would try to carry him home. Gets to the cup here, draws contact as well. That one makes it 61-56 with $1:30 to go. He led everyone with 23, but Lake Central would hit its free throws. They end up winning 70-60 over LaPorte. So Lake Central and Penn met for the regional championship tonight then, and what a game it was. The Kingsmen actually rallied from a 15-point deficit in this game, down 5 here in the fourth. Brian Lutz deflects the pass. Geist spins, then dishes to Lutz for the bucket. That makes it a 3-point game, but right back the other way then. Weidman continues his domination on this court today. Slam and the foul to go with it. Now under a minute to play. Penn is down 55-53 after a Lake Central missed free throw. You know Geist is going to get a look here. Steps just inside the arc, but buries the long 2 to tie the game at 55. But time on the clock for the Indians. Ty Wilburn drives the lane. This shot won't go. Weidman somehow gets the board and the putback at the buzzer. That pass is picked off, and Lake Central wins 57-55. Just heartbreak for the Kingsmen.
Whenever the season ends, people are sad. But when you're a special group like this one, it's devastating is what I would call it. Our locker room's like a morgue. They need to keep their head up and be proud. After the pain goes away, they'll remember the good things this season. I mean, it was a great basketball season.
And Penn has a strong junior class that'll now be seniors going forward next year, but just a gutting way for this year to end. We will move right along now to Class 3A and St. Joe in the Kankakee Valley Regional. The Indians won that sectional thriller over Marion a week ago, up against Twin Lakes today. Down 2 in the third, Ryan Wobie off the screen, baseline bucket, ties the game at 35. Then Green and Sullivan, fast break, puts the Indians, or the Knights, up by 2 at that point. Sullivan again, so tough to stop, pulls up over 2 defenders. The St. Joe Indians win 69-60 in the first game of the day. The Indians couldn't keep it going in the final, though, falling to Bowman Academy 82-63. So St. Joe's run comes to an end as well. Elsewhere in 3A, Northwood, ranked number 5 in the state, was eliminated by Bishop Dwenger today, 50-44. The Panthers couldn't overcome a slow start in the first game of the day. Class 2A, Winnemac and Westview both won their opening games, Westview in double overtime, and that set up an all-Warrior final tonight. And it was the Westview Warriors moving on, winning 69-53. They will get Cass in next week's semi-state. We had 2 teams in the Class A Triton Regional. Culver was knocked out by North White in overtime, and Marquette Catholic rolled into the final over Blackhawk Christian. So Blazers and Vikings back on the same court tonight for the regional championship. Marquette is down here in the second, but Braxton Miller steps into a 3. He hit 3 of 5 from long range, cuts the deficit to 2. Ryan Fazikis shot rolls around and comes off here, but Tyshawn Smallwood there for the putback ties the game. They had 21 offensive rebounds. That's a ridiculous number. Things were just working out for the Blazers. Nathan Flores shot blocked, but he got it back, and they're not blocking him the second time. Marquette takes an 8-point lead into halftime.